Have you ever noticed how some people walk into a room and instantly command attention? It's as if they carry an invisible force that shifts the energy around them. Eyes turn, conversations slow, and people instinctively take them seriously. But what if I told you that you, too, can develop this magnetic presence without saying a word? In today's video, we're diving into the psychology of presence and how mastering a few simple behaviors can dramatically change how others perceive and treat you. We'll explore the art of the pause, a surprisingly powerful tool that can make you seem more confident, competent, and influential. You'll discover how slowing down your speech and being intentional with your movements can shift the entire dynamic of any conversation. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll be equipped with practical strategies that not only boost your social influence but also help you feel more confident in any setting. Let's get started. The psychology of first impressions. Have you ever entered a room and immediately felt a shift in energy when someone walks in? This person didn't say a word, yet their presence seemed to alter the atmosphere. That's the power of first impressions, which are formed within milliseconds. According to a Princeton study, our brains are wired to make judgments based on significance. Posture and body language are just a fraction of a second. Interestingly, these judgments are made without any knowledge of the person's intentions, intelligence, or background. In social interactions, the first impression can be incredibly important. Whether you're attending a job interview, meeting someone for the first time, or participating in a casual conversation, people form their opinions about you almost immediately. They are subconsciously placing you into categories such as leader or follower, respectable or insignificant, based on the way you carry yourself. But what does this mean in practical terms? When you walk into a room, your body language is speaking before you say a word. If you slouch or avoid eye contact, you may unintentionally project insecurity or a lack of confidence. On the other hand, standing tall, maintaining steady eye contact, and walking with purpose can create a lasting positive impression. By paying attention to your body language and posture, you are already setting the stage for how people will perceive you. Moreover, research in nonverbal communication suggests that we respond to others' body language much more than we realize. A study conducted by UCLA's Albert Mehrabian revealed that when it comes to communication, 55% of the message is delivered through body language, 38% through tone of voice, and only 7% through the actual words spoken. This means that even before you open your mouth, people are already forming an opinion based on how you look, stand, and move. Therefore, understanding and refining your body language can play a significant role in shaping how people perceive you. When you work on presenting yourself with confidence and poise, you're likely to be treated with more respect and consideration. This isn't about being perfect, but rather about becoming aware of how your presence affects those around you. To begin, try to practice holding yourself with better posture and projecting a calm, composed demeanor. You'll notice how this simple shift changes not only how others respond to you, but also how you begin to feel about yourself. The pause, the secret to commanding attention. While body language plays a pivotal role in first impressions, there's another key element that can shift the dynamic in any conversation: silence. It's easy to think that the more you talk, the more attention you'll get. But in reality, sometimes saying less and embracing silence is the most powerful tool you have in human interaction. In our fast-paced world, silence is often uncomfortable. Most people feel the need to fill any moment of quiet with words, even when they're not fully sure what to say. This urge to rush can lead to stumbling over words or giving away too much information. However, those who have mastered the art of the pause know that taking a moment of silence can actually make them appear more competent and in control. Consider the impact of someone pausing before answering a question. When someone asks you a question, it's natural to want to respond immediately. But when you pause for just a few seconds, without rushing to fill the space, you create tension. This tension causes people to lean in, eager to hear what you have to say. This phenomenon has been demonstrated in several psychological studies, including one from 2011 published in Social Cognitive and Affective Neuroscience. The study showed that individuals who spoke slowly and used longer pauses were perceived as more competent and persuasive, even when the content of their message was identical to those who spoke more quickly. So, why does the pause work? Silence in conversation creates anticipation. When you take a brief pause, it signals to the listener that what you are about to say is important. This can make your words feel more impactful and deliberate. Think of it as setting the stage for your response. By allowing a moment of stillness to settle, you control the conversation's rhythm. This subtle shift in pace is what draws people's focus to you and your message. In high-stakes conversations, whether in a business meeting, a negotiation, or even a heated debate, the ability to pause before responding can give you a significant advantage. It shows that you are thoughtful, measured, and in control. Rather than rushing to fill every gap in the conversation, you've learned to embrace silence, making your words more powerful when they do come. Try practicing this technique in your daily interactions. Instead of answering immediately when someone asks you a question, take a deliberate pause. This small change will likely make you seem more composed and authoritative, while also giving you the space to gather your thoughts and respond more effectively. Building confidence through nonverbal cues. It's not just what you say or how you say it that makes an impact. It's also how you carry yourself. Our nonverbal communication often speaks louder than words. In fact, research by Harvard psychologist Amy Cuddy suggests that adopting powerful body language can influence not only how others perceive us, but also how we perceive ourselves. When we hold ourselves with confidence, standing tall, making eye contact, speaking slowly, we not only appear more competent but also start to feel more confident internally. Cuddy's famous research on power poses demonstrated that when individuals adopt expansive, open body language, such as standing with feet apart, hands on hips, or sitting with their arms open, they tend to feel more powerful and assertive. Conversely, closed body language, such as crossed arms or slumped posture, can make us feel smaller and less confident. This connection between body language and self-perception is crucial because it shows how our physical state can directly influence our mental state. Let's take a look at an example. Imagine someone entering a room for a job interview. The person who walks in with shoulders back, eyes bright, and a calm, composed demeanor immediately stands out from the person who walks in looking down, avoiding eye contact and fidgeting nervously. The first person, without having to say a word, already communicates confidence and preparedness. They have likely prepared themselves mentally for the interview and are ready to project that confidence. The second person, however, may be perceived as less self-assured, regardless of their qualifications. The takeaway here is that body language is a reflection of our internal state. When we work on improving our nonverbal cues, such as standing tall, maintaining eye contact, and speaking slowly, we not only change how others perceive us, but we also begin to feel more confident in our own abilities. This doesn't mean that you need to constantly fake confidence, but rather, by adopting powerful body language, you can shift your mindset and improve how you come across in any situation. You can begin practicing these techniques in everyday situations, whether in a meeting, social gathering, or even when you're simply talking to a friend. Start by standing up straight, making intentional eye contact, and speaking at a controlled pace. Over time, these small adjustments will have a significant impact on how others perceive you and how you feel about yourself. How slowing down changes the dynamic. Another aspect of projecting power and influence is pacing, specifically, the speed at which you speak. Most of us tend to speak quickly, especially in high-pressure situations. We rush to get our words out, trying to sound smart or competent. However, speaking too fast can actually undermine your authority. The key to commanding attention is slowing down your speech and choosing your words deliberately. There's a psychological principle at play here. When we slow down, we signal to others that we are in control. We are not rushed by time, and we are not hurried to make a point. Instead, we are thoughtful and composed. When you speak slowly, it allows you to craft your message with more precision, and it also gives your listeners time to absorb what you're saying. In many ways, this deliberate pacing shows that you value the conversation and are fully present in the moment. Think of a public speaker or a leader you admire. Chances are, they don't rush through their speech. Instead, they speak slowly and with purpose, allowing their words to land with impact. This not only gives the audience time to process the information, but it also adds weight to what they are saying. The slower pace commands attention because it suggests confidence and authority. Try this in your own life, next time you're giving a presentation or engaging in a conversation. Consciously slow your speech. Don't rush to fill the silence, and instead, allow the pause to work in your favor. By doing so, you'll notice that people become more attentive, more engaged, and more respectful of your presence. Becoming the exception. How to apply silence in everyday life. Silence may seem like an odd thing to embrace in a world where people are often trying to talk over each other and make their voices heard. However, it's those who understand the power of silence who often stand out the most. Mastering the pause is about taking control of the rhythm of the conversation and making sure your voice is heard without having to fight for it. In everyday life, most people fill silence with nervous chatter, not realizing that the silence is a tool in itself. When you refrain from filling every gap with words, you actually gain more influence over the conversation. This is particularly true in challenging or confrontational situations. When someone challenges you or disagrees with your viewpoint, the temptation is often to respond immediately, to defend your position. However, if you pause, you force the other person to wait for your response, which places you in a position of control. For instance, in a heated debate, taking a brief pause before responding shows that you are not reacting impulsively. You are thinking about your words carefully, and this moment of composure gives you the upper hand. People will respect your ability to stay calm and deliberate, and this can shift the entire dynamic of the conversation. Start practicing the pause in your daily conversations. Don't rush to fill every gap with words. Let the silence work for you. Over time, you'll find that people will respond differently to you, treating you with more respect and attention. This subtle shift in behavior may not be immediately noticeable to others, but it will make a significant difference in how you feel about yourself and how others interact with you. Mastering nonverbal cues to build trust and influence. As we've discussed, body language, tone, and pacing are essential in shaping how we're perceived. Now, let's dive deeper into how nonverbal cues can be used to build trust and influence in relationships, both personal and professional. The nonverbal signals we send can either strengthen or weaken the bonds we form with others. The most powerful leaders and influencers often use these cues instinctively to establish a sense of trust and comfort with those they interact with. Studies have shown that trust is heavily influenced by nonverbal communication. A study published in Psychological Science found that people are more likely to trust others who engage in open body language, such as making direct eye contact, maintaining an upright posture, and offering a firm handshake. In fact, nonverbal behaviors like these can even override the actual content of what someone is saying. If your body language suggests that you are sincere, confident, and open, others will be more likely to trust and follow you, even if your words are not perfectly crafted. To build trust through nonverbal cues, start by ensuring that your body language is open and approachable. Avoid crossing your arms or slouching, as these behaviors can signal defensiveness or insecurity. Instead, focus on standing or sitting up straight, keeping your hands visible, and using deliberate gestures to emphasize important points. These small adjustments can make a big difference in how others perceive your trustworthiness. Another powerful tool for building trust is consistency. Your verbal messages must align with your body language. If your words suggest confidence, but your posture says otherwise, people will likely pick up on the inconsistency and become skeptical. The key is to be authentic in both what you say and how you say it. When your nonverbal cues align with your words, you come across as genuine and credible, qualities that inspire trust and influence. When you apply these principles consistently in your interactions, you'll notice that your relationships become stronger and more productive. Whether you're trying to influence a colleague, negotiate a business deal, or even strengthen a personal relationship, mastering these nonverbal cues will help you establish rapport and gain trust more easily. The role of eye contact in establishing power. Among the many nonverbal cues that influence our interactions, eye contact plays a particularly important role in conveying authority and presence. Have you ever been in a conversation with someone who avoided eye contact, only to feel a sense of discomfort or even suspicion? On the other hand, when someone looks you in the eye, their presence feels stronger, and you're more likely to trust them. Eye contact is one of the simplest yet most powerful tools you have to command attention and assert authority. Research consistently shows that maintaining good eye contact can make you appear more confident and trustworthy. A 2018 study by Psychological Science revealed that people who maintain steady eye contact are more likely to be viewed as competent, confident, and in control. This is because eye contact signals to the brain that you are engaged and present in the moment. It establishes a connection with the other person, making them feel heard and valued. However, while eye contact is important, it's equally important to strike the right balance. Too little eye contact can make you appear evasive or untrustworthy, while too much can come across as aggressive or domineering. The key is to maintain steady, relaxed eye contact, occasionally breaking it to avoid staring, which can make others uncomfortable. A good rule of thumb is to make eye contact for about 60 to 70% of the time during the conversation. This demonstrates confidence without overwhelming the other person. In a professional setting, eye contact can be a particularly useful tool when leading meetings, making presentations, or negotiating. By holding eye contact with others, you not only assert your authority, but you also create an atmosphere of trust and respect. When you make eye contact, you show others that you are fully engaged and in control of the conversation, which automatically elevates your presence and influence. Harnessing the power of slow movement and gesture. In addition to body language and speech patterns, another underutilized tool in human interaction is the deliberate use of slow, purposeful movement. We often underestimate the power of movement in communication, but in reality, the way we move and gesture has a significant impact on how others perceive us. In the animal kingdom, dominance is often conveyed through slow, controlled movements, and humans instinctively respond to these cues in similar ways. Research has shown that slow, deliberate movements tend to signal confidence and power. For example, when a person gestures slowly with their hands or takes deliberate, controlled steps, they are seen as being more in control and composed. Conversely, rapid, erratic movements can suggest anxiety or nervousness. The pace at which we move can communicate a lot about how we feel internally. If we rush our movements, it often indicates that we're feeling unsettled or unsure. However, when we take our time and move with intention, we convey composure and confidence. To harness the power of slow movement, start by practicing in front of a mirror. Notice if your movements are rushed or fidgety, and work on slowing them down. When speaking, avoid excessive hand gestures or fidgeting, and instead use slow, purposeful gestures to emphasize key points. This will help you project authority and create a calm, controlled energy around you. Additionally, slow movement can help manage your own internal state. When you intentionally slow down your physical movements, you signal to your brain that there's no need to rush. This can help calm your nerves, reduce anxiety, and boost your confidence, making it easier for you to handle any situation with poise. The impact of your voice, tone, and pace matter, just as body language plays a crucial role in how others perceive us. The tone and pace of our voice also influence our presence. Many people are unaware of how much their vocal tone and speaking speed can impact how they are perceived. A well-modulated, calm voice exudes authority, while a shaky or fast-paced voice can make you seem less confident. Learning to control your voice is essential to projecting power and influence in any setting. A 2014 study published in Psychological Science found that people who spoke at a lower, more steady pitch were perceived as more powerful and persuasive. The study's researchers concluded that a calm, composed voice gives the impression of control, making the speaker appear more competent and authoritative. On the other hand, a high-pitched or overly rapid voice can make someone seem nervous or uncertain, even if they are knowledgeable or skilled. To improve the tone and pace of your voice, practice speaking slowly and deliberately. Make sure your words are clear and pronounced, avoiding any tendency to rush through sentences. By speaking more slowly, you allow your audience to process your message and give each word the weight it deserves. Additionally, try to modulate your pitch, keeping it steady and composed. This will give your voice a grounded, authoritative quality that commands respect. In high-pressure situations, such as interviews or negotiations, the tone of your voice can have a huge impact on how you're perceived. By practicing a calm, steady voice, you'll be able to communicate with more confidence and authority, increasing your chances of success. Creating a strong presence through preparation and practice. Mastering the art of presence is not something that happens overnight. It takes time, self-awareness, and consistent practice. One of the most effective ways to ensure you are projecting the right image is through preparation. The more prepared you are for any given situation, the more confident and in control you will appear. Before a big presentation, meeting, or conversation, take some time to prepare both mentally and physically. This means not only rehearsing your key points but also taking care of your body language, tone, and pacing. Practice speaking slowly, making deliberate eye contact, and moving with purpose. Rehearse your presentation in front of a mirror, paying attention to your posture and gestures. Make sure your body language aligns with the message you want to convey. Additionally, take a few moments to center yourself before entering any important interaction. Deep breathing exercises or short meditative practices can help calm your mind, reduce anxiety, and boost your self-confidence. When you feel prepared and grounded, your presence will naturally become stronger, and others will begin to perceive you as more authoritative and trustworthy. Remember, the key to mastering presence lies in continuous practice. The more you focus on refining these elements of communication, the more natural and impactful your presence will become. As you practice, you'll start to see how these small changes in body language, speech, and behavior can make a significant difference in how others perceive and respond to you. The psychology of silence, using pauses to command attention. One of the most underestimated tools in communication is the simple, yet powerful pause. Silence can be incredibly influential, especially when it is used strategically. In our fast-paced world, we often feel the need to fill every gap in conversation with words, but this habit can work against us. Instead of racing to fill the silence, high-status individuals understand the psychological power of the pause. It creates tension, and tension demands attention. When you pause before responding, you send a clear message: you are in control. You are composed, and you are giving the situation the thought it deserves. This moment of silence allows the listener to lean in, anticipating your next words. Research shows that silence not only builds anticipation, but it also improves the perception of your credibility and competence. In a study by social cognitive and affective neuroscience, it was found that people who used pauses effectively in their speech were perceived as more persuasive and more confident. Incorporating pauses into your conversations can transform how people perceive you. Whether it's in a business negotiation or a personal conversation, taking a moment to reflect before responding gives you time to gather your thoughts and make your next words even more impactful. The silence itself commands attention, shifting the dynamics of the conversation in your favor. It's important to understand that pauses are not about awkward silence, but about creating a deliberate space for thought and reflection. You don't need to rush to answer a question or fill every second with chatter. By mastering the use of pauses, you can become a much more influential and commanding presence in any setting. Consistency is key, developing and maintaining your presence. Mastering the art of presence requires consistent effort and self-awareness. It's not about making one-off changes or adopting new behaviors just for specific situations. It's about integrating these habits into your daily life. To truly establish yourself as a leader, influencer, or someone who commands respect, you need to be consistent in how you present yourself at all times. One powerful way to build consistency is by creating habits that reinforce your presence. This could include practicing good posture, maintaining a calm and steady voice, and being mindful of your movements and gestures throughout the day. It's about ensuring that the message you send through your body language, your speech, and your actions is always aligned with your values and goals. Consistency also applies to how you interact with others. High-status individuals don't simply act confident in one-on-one situations. They carry that energy with them into group settings, meetings, and even casual conversations. They understand that the way they present themselves shapes how others interact with them. And they make sure to maintain that presence, regardless of the situation. One effective way to maintain consistency is through daily reflection. After significant interactions or events, take a few minutes to reflect on how you showed up. Were your body language and speech consistent with the leadership and confidence you want to project? Were there moments where you could have applied a stronger pause or maintained more eye contact? Regular reflection allows you to continuously refine and strengthen your presence, making it an integral part of your identity. As you consistently embody these traits, your presence will naturally evolve. Over time, people will begin to perceive you as a confident, and composed individual, someone who is in control of their environment and their interactions. This kind of presence is not just influential in your life, but it builds a long-lasting reputation that will serve you well in every area of your life. To wrap up, transforming your presence is not about adopting a series of superficial behaviors. It's about cultivating a mindset and a set of practices that allow you to project true power and confidence. By mastering your nonverbal communication, using pauses to your advantage, maintaining a steady and composed tone, and practicing consistency in how you show up, you can command respect and influence without saying a word. Remember, the key to true authority lies in self-awareness and practice. Each of these elements, eye contact, body language, voice modulation, silence, and consistency, works together to create a powerful, magnetic presence. When you learn to control these aspects of yourself, you not only shape how others perceive you, but you also enhance your own self-esteem and inner confidence. As you go through your daily interactions, I encourage you to be mindful of how you present yourself. Notice the shifts in how people respond when you take your time, use silence effectively, and move with purpose. It might feel strange at first, but over time, these changes will become second nature, and you'll begin to notice a profound transformation in the way you engage with the world. So, the next time you step into a room or enter a conversation, remember that your presence is your power. It's not about being the loudest or most talkative person in the room. It's about being the one who speaks with intention, who controls the space with calm confidence, and who leaves a lasting impression. Once you've mastered this, you'll find that people will naturally treat you with more respect and admiration. And that, my friends, is the silent power of presence. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others who could benefit from learning how to elevate their presence. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep transforming your thoughts in your life.